Before this video begins, I want to say that all the footage that's being used right now is strictly going to be the promo footage for Royal Rumble. I would love to use the footage that actually happened at Royal Rumble, but when I was creating the prediction video, I realized that WWE does not like you using footage for their pay-per-views, and I'm going to try to avoid using that just so this video can come out, and I can talk to you guys about one of my favorite things right now, which is the WWE. But yeah. Enjoy the rest of the video. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. What a Royal Rumble that was. Holy shit. Royal Rumble 2023 has come and gone, and a lot of shit happened. I mean, a lot of shit happened. Let's start off with the event that knocked off the night, which was the men's Royal Rumble. I think it went all the way that we thought it might go, with Cody Rhodes winning, of course, but a lot of things happened within the Royal Rumble that we need to speak about. Notably, Rey Mysterio did not show up because he got attacked by Dominic Mysterio. Yeah, I mean, it's helpful for Dom's character, but I think we all would have loved to see Rey. And I mean, technically, he never stepped out of the ring. And I mean, technically, Rey Mysterio never got into the ring and never stepped out. So I don't know what the rules are particularly, but I think maybe Rey technically won, but probably not. That's probably not what they're going to do. The men's Royal Rumble was a little more disappointing than the women's, but I think that all comes down to kind of after Seth got thrown out, we all knew that it was going to be Cody Rhodes, not Gunther, because I don't think they're trying to push Gunther right now, which insane. Like, Gunther may have been 1 to 30. Definitely that guy was gonna get thrown out a million times. To speak about a few things that happened. Again, Dom came in for Rey basically. Then we had Edge pop back up around, I think he was 23 or 4. I think he was around there. Didn't seem like he was wanting to win the Royal Rumble. He just was out for blood against the Judgment Day, which I mean, fair enough. I mean, they did kind of betray him at Extreme Rules, but nice to see him back. Nice to see Beth Phoenix is coming back. Especially with Rhea popping up in the men's Royal Rumble for a minute there. Super surprising there. Logan Paul popping back up, which I kind of expected. I kind of expected him to pop back up here rather than anywhere else. But it was nice to see him. Nice to have him actually pop up at 29 and do a fucking body slam midair with Ricochet, which is just insane. 2 high flyers that were, I mean, dude, that moment literally had my jaw on the ground. It was just fucking insane. Booker T made his long-awaited return to wrestling. I think he talked about a while back, a few months back at least, that he wanted to come back in ring rather than as an announcer on NXT. He made his debut again. Didn't really last that long, but I mean, he was there for a minute. We have a new record for shortest time in a ring for both men's and women's. I do not exactly know which women and which men they are right now. I will put them on the screen, but the Royal Rumble for the men's was insane until we get to the end, and then it kind of was like, Cody's winning this, right? Because they're gonna want Cody to win it here, but I mean, it is what it is. Still was an insane event in all facets of the way. Speaking of things that I got correctly, Brock Lesnar did appear. Technically, we knew that he was gonna pop up because of SmackDown, but I put that video out beforehand, so I'm gonna take it as a win. Then we moved into the new Pitch Black event with Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. The match itself was not as exciting as I would like it to be. Bray Wyatt showed enough a new look, which was creepy as hell, but I mean, other than that, the match wasn't all that great, but it was good. It was a good match, but it just wasn't great. And then I think it came more to the after the bell rang and the beatdown that Bray Wyatt gave LA Knight that also led to Uncle Howdy delivering an assist, which was fucking nice to see. I mean, it's exciting to see what Bray Wyatt is going in, and I think this match was really the point where Bray Wyatt might become more of a menace society to the WWE universe, so that'll be exciting to see, especially after that look. And I don't know how they're going to keep that look up if he's not in Pitch Black events every time, but I really don't care. I think Bray Wyatt is going to quickly become one of the better wrestlers that we have right now, even though he's only wrestled once in the last year. I'm really excited to see more Bray Wyatt coming up. And then we move into Bray Wyatt's counterpart, which is Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair. This was the only dud of the evening. I think this is the only event that kind of sucked. It wasn't much fun to watch. I really didn't care I knew that Bianca was going to win off the bat. They're not going to push Alexa. Not right now. They're pushing Alexa to mix up with Bray Wyatt, but other than that, I don't think they're really interested in what Alexa Bliss has to offer as a wrestler and as a character right now, more than Bianca Belair. So I think that's the issue. Yeah, it happened. She lost, and then Uncle Howdy popped up, asking if she actually has control, if she's actually the one in charge. I mean, gonna watch Raw next on Monday and be like, yep, that makes sense. But I'm not a big fan of Alexa right now. I was a fan with her in Survivor Series before that, her character, but the moment they kind of turned into back into the Twisted Bliss persona, but it was just, I don't really like it. She's not she's not the face of evil as she claims. It's kind of just like, I really don't care for her character right now. But that is what it is what it is. Moving to the Women's Royal Rumble, which was even more insane. By the way, I got my prediction correct. The final two people were Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Just saying. I said that from the forefront. I also did say Cody would win Royal Rumble, even though I didn't want him to. But yeah, again, back to the women's event. The women's event, I think, was a lot more exciting, just because it was a lot more up in the air. There was a lot more twists and turns and a lot more surprise entrants. A lot more NXT people popping up, because no people popped up from NXT besides Booker T, I guess, from the men's division. But there was a ton of NXT talent that I don't really watch NXT. I particularly find it pretty boring. I don't like the characters there. A lot of what's going on there that I really don't care for. But I'm excited to see that they're giving us eyes on NXT talent mixing up with the normal roster, because they're able to showcase more upcoming talent, and I think that's where WWE is shining right now, is the women's division, and having us see more of that division that particularly the main audience who watches Raw and SmackDown do not see is nice to see. Michelle McCool gets called up for a spot when she's in the front row of Royal Rumble, which was interesting to see her fight in Uggs. That was interesting to see. Like I said, there was a entrant that came in and then was immediately out. Like, literally beat Liv Morgan's record of 8 seconds. The women's elimination was Chelsea Green, who was there only for literally a second. Asuka returned, which I said in the prediction video that I think she's going to pop up. I think that she's going to pop up and join with a new type of gimmick. She did, with a whole new face paint. Now her thing is more blue than green. Which is fine. Doudrop returned under her new name, Piper Niven. Nice to see. She was there for a pretty long time. And then at the number 30 spot was Nia Jax. Got fucking riptide by Rhea Ripley. And then Rhea ordered the rest of the contestants, which I believe was 7 women, if I'm correct, to just throw her out. It was just, she said, fuck it. Everyone do it, because we're not getting her out unless we work together. Well, and they did. Eventually got her out. She was really pissed about it. Yeah, so the last 3 contestants were Asuka, Liv, and Rhea, which is really where, like, I was on the edge of my seat this whole time. I mean, I'm going to show you guys the video that my girlfriend took while we were out there. You can hear me screaming.
No! No, no, no. Yeah! Fuck yeah!
But Asuka tried to hit Rhea with her mist and missed. Funny. Hit Liv Morgan. They kicked Asuka out. Well, Rhea kicked Asuka out. And then Liv was batting on those hands of Rhea while she was about to fall off. And then she just takes Liv by the head through her thighs and just chucks her out. And then Rhea is mainlining WrestleMania in 62 days. So it'll be nice to fucking see her do things. I'm really happy they're pushing her right now, especially when she went 1-30. She won the whole event. I'm really happy for Rhea, and I'm really excited to see her at WrestleMania. Becky Lynch, she got knocked out by Bayley, and then Bayley got eventually knocked out by Liv Morgan. Dude, it was they went ham on it. Much like how Brock Lesnar went ham on the rest of the fucking crew in WWE. I mean, he threw the fucking the sign that's on top of the announcer table. Speaking of another surprise entrant. Not entrant, but like another surprise person to come back. Pat McAfee returned to the WWE announcer table. You guys don't know, I'm a really big NFL fan. I don't really talk about it here because I don't really think it goes with the channel's theme. But Pat McAfee has always been one of my favorite players. So I've been listening to his podcast very so often. Nice to see him back, and probably was a highlight in general throughout this whole event because of every comment. Because he's a little outside the WWE circle, but he's also like within it. So it was nice to see him come back and announce. And then moving into our main event was the Roman Reigns Kevin Owens Undisputed Championship match. Roman's been here for a while, and I don't think it was much of a surprise. It was a surprise how much Kevin Owens got off, and I was surprised that Kevin Owens was able to keep up with so much. Like I said in the previous video, I don't think Roman's going to lose this thing until 1,000 days. We're thinking about Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania. Those are about the 1,000-day mark, I believe. It might be towards like the end of the year. But Roman won after a long, hard fight with Kevin Owens, and then a brutal fight as well. Roman was completely brutalizing Kevin Owens at the end of that fight, throwing him to the steel steps, and man did not give a fuck. Paul Heyman handed Roman a pair of handcuffs. The Usos put them on Kevin, and they began to brutalize the fuck out of him while Sami is watching. Sami's instructions were not to do anything throughout this fight. I guess that also came while this was happening. They brutalized Kevin Owens, and eventually Roman grabs a chair, and Sami eventually steps in front. Not a very good thing to do. Roman looks really pissed, but Sami's like, this is below you. This is below you. Roman gives him a nice look of acknowledgement, but hands him the chair that Roman was about to beat the shit out of Kevin Owens with, and then Sami gets torn. He's like, I don't want to beat the fuck out of him. Like, this is wrong. And then, so after a good while of just like debating with himself interiorly, Sami hits Roman in the back, officially ending his time with the Bloodline after a long-winded debate upon who's going to betray who in the Bloodline. And I mean, this moment was so well done by WWE. It was so well built up through the last few weeks, and it all led up to this moment, and it was really impactful, and it was really great to see. So it's gonna be exciting to see where that comes from. But eventually, Sami gets beat down by the rest of the Bloodline, besides Jey Uso, who, instead of joining the beatdown, leaves, which is another fold in this magical storyline that's been going with Roman, and I think it's one of the best that we've had in a while. So Jey leaves, siding with Sami, basically, which is really interesting to see because Jey did not trust Sami throughout until Survivor Series, which was back in November. So it means Sami has not been liked by Jey for so long, and that's something. And basically, the Bloodline leaves Sami and Kevin Owens beat the shit on the mat of Royal Rumble, and that's how we end the live event. It was an A+ for me. I'm the only down point in the whole pay-per-view, if you want to call it that, was the Alexa Bliss Bianca Belair fight. Otherwise, every moment of that Royal Rumble was insane. Literally, I was tired out like how I was from the Raw event that I went to back in December. There's a video in the corner if you want to see that. The event was amazing. It was so fun to watch, and man, I am hyped for Elimination Chamber in next month. I think it's middle of next month, in Montreal, which is where Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are from. So that'd be definitely something to watch if you are looking for what you need to watch coming up, at least. And then after that, we're going to go into WrestleMania. We're already in WrestleMania season, but WrestleMania is definitely popping off real soon. It is in 62 days, April 1st and 2nd, I believe, if I'm saying that correctly, in Los Angeles. So it's WrestleMania Goes Hollywood now. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I am the Pet Tuck, and you are the internet. Remember to subscribe. It is always free. I'm shooting for 1,000 before the end of 2023, so let's try to get there. But thank you guys for watching. I am the Pet Tuck, and you are the internet, and have a good night.